I am delighted to call this next inductee a friend and classmate. I mean, because when he was in high school, I was almost in high school, but I was at the cusp of high school. And Billy Pettingell was just a superstar, not only because of all the things I'm going to read to his credit, but because you know what? He was just a really nice guy. We were kids, you know, we just followed him around like, oh, and he was just always so nice to us. And you know what, Billy? That's what really matters. But let me tell you why we're honoring him tonight, for the record. He was a member of the class of 1964, a three-sport athlete: football, basketball, baseball, co-captain in basketball, Bay State League All-Star in all three sports, Boston Globe All-Scholastic, all three sports, the Record American All-Scholastic, first Natick High School player to score over 400 points in 18 Bay State League basketball games, the best Natick High School all-around athlete. He received that award as well. Ladies and gentlemen, from the class of 1964, Bill Pettingell.
William Pettingell, from the class of 1964, was a three-sport athlete at Natick High School, playing football, basketball, and baseball. In football, he played quarterback, accumulating 1,400 yards in total offense, and was voted All-Star Bay State League, Boston Globe Bench Honorable Mention at quarterback, three-time recipient of the JC's Player of the Week Award, and Natick Herald Player of the Thanksgiving Day Game. In basketball, William Pettingell was the first Natick High School basketball player to score over 400 points in just 18 regular season Bay State League games, and held the single-season scoring record of 463 points, an average of 23.2 points per game, all done prior to the introduction of the three-point line. In his junior year, he was voted All-Star Bay State League and Boston Globe second-team All-Scholastic. In his senior year, he was voted Boston Globe Bench All-Scholastic, Boston Herald All-Scholastic, Leonard H. Foley Award for MVP, and the Eastern Mass Edward M. Smokey Kelleher Sportsmanship Award. Throughout his basketball career, he was an 11-time recipient of the Natick JC's Player of the Week Award, and in his senior year, won the JC's Player of the Year Award. In baseball, William Pettingell was a three-time All-Star Bay State League and three-year member of the N Club, as well as the recipient of the N Club Scholarship. As a shortstop in his junior year, he was voted Boston Globe First-Team All-Scholastic, Boston Globe Class A First-Team All-Star, Record American Sunday Advertiser First Team All-Scholastic, Record American Advertiser Hearst All-New England First Team, and All-American Amateur Baseball Association All-Star. His senior year, he was voted a Boston Globe All-Scholastic. As a senior, William Pettingell was voted Natick High School's all-around athlete. 2012 Natick High School Athletic Hall of Fame inductee from the class of 1964, William Pettingell.
Thank you, Susan. It's a lot easier being a player or a longtime coach, as I was, than being up here tonight. Believe me. But I'd like to begin by thanking the Hall of Fame committee, the selection committee, led by their hardworking president, Mr. Kirk Buschenfeld, who does so much work behind the scenes to make this great evening take place. I'd like to thank my mom, God rest her soul, who saved all these articles and photographs and threw them in a box from my Natick days and preserved them in a box for my family and for myself for days like today, I suppose. I don't know what she did with my baseball cards. I didn't find those in the box. But oh well. I'd like to, my son Brad, who writes, I'd like to thank you very much for being the best son a father could have. Thank you for taking the time to rummage through that box of old stuff, to find the summary, and to nominate me for this humble honor. I was very fortunate to be able to coach my son Brad for 3 years as my starting second baseman at Newburyport. Just totally honored, blown away. Coach Carroll knew a secret. Coach Bennett knew it too. Coach Stalin, Coach Christie, Coach Riniak, and hearing Tom Lamb speak, obviously, he knew it as well. And it took me 83 coaching seasons in 3 sports at Newburyport High School to figure this out, this secret ingredient, that there is only one possible way to follow your dream as long as we all have, and we all did, to have achieved such a long, successful coaching career as we now share, and that is to know that you have one person who stands behind you and supports you in every imaginable way. I'd like to thank my wife, Elizabeth, for being that unselfish, supportive, loving wife that you are. You are my secret weapon. I couldn't have done any of this stuff without you. Thank you. I'd like to congratulate the other inductees into the 3rd class of Natick High School's Athletic Hall of Fame. I know they are as proud and as humbled as I am to receive this honor tonight. I always felt fortunate to have grown up in Natick. My friends and I spent our summers on the playgrounds where we learned to compete. Natick provided everything for the youth of this town, from the 14 different playgrounds that we all shared, to the Little League programs, to the summer night basketball games. There was always a game to go to. At every grade level, all our activities seemed to center around competition through sports and meeting new kids from around Natick. I guess I am a true product of that Natick school system. I grew up in Bowden Lane, West Natick. I walked to the Brown School, and then I was bused to the Bennett Hemingway School, the Daniel J. Murphy School, the Center School, Coolidge Junior High School, Wilson Junior High School, and then finally to Natick High School. It was an amazing ride, and each spot, each stop, learned a lot and met a lot more people from Natick, and eventually when we all came together at the high school for our 3 years. Anyway, my friends and I looked up to the Natick High School athletes and aspired to be one of them someday. One athlete in particular whom I was greatly influenced by was Walter Riniak. He was the greatest all-around athlete at Natick High School that I was fortunate enough to see play in my time. I thank Butch for influencing me to be a hard worker, to follow my passion, and to be a better high school player, and later, a better coach. After junior high school, my friends and I became student athletes at Natick High School. We received our opportunity to play for Natick High's legendary coaches. Greatly influenced all of us. We learned about hard work, the game, and above all else, we learned about class. I always believed that it was a privilege and an honor to play for Natick High School. We realized how fortunate we were to play for these great men. One of the greatest teaching coaches I ever had was Jim Stalin, who came up here from Newburyport for this evening. Our backfield coach at Natick High School, who coached in Natick for six years before going on to Newburyport High School to form his own Hall of Fame career and becoming Newburyport's greatest football coach of all time. I thank him for all that he taught me and for bringing me to Newburyport to coach with him, and another great Natick alum, Paul Coleman, his tremendous line coach, who's also here tonight. But perhaps the best teaching coach I had at Natick High School was my basketball coach, Mr. Charlie Christie. He was a young coach then, but he had a perceptive depth of understanding of the game of basketball. He was patient, he had a calming demeanor, and he really taught us how to play the game correctly. So thank you, Mr. Christie. You really did have a profound impact on my coaching career. how lucky Natick was to have all these great coaches. I thank these men so sincerely for inspiring me to enter the noble profession of teaching and coaching. It is no surprise that so many of us believe that Coach John Carroll to be the greatest of them all. He was the most influential person in my life, for sure. His blissful passion for the great game of baseball taught me the great lessons of life that still influence me today. I wish he were here with us tonight. I always felt his presence in my own coaching career right up until my final game last spring. Although I dreamed of becoming a professional athlete like all young men, it was Mr. Carroll who convinced me to get a good education, especially during the Vietnam War era, and accept a baseball scholarship down at Providence College, which I did. I knew really then that in high school that I wanted to be a high school coach. And my relationship with Coach Carroll continued throughout the years. And eventually, when I got the baseball job, we played home and home with Natick all the time, and it was a highlight of our season. Until one year, we graced the hallowed fields of Doubleday Field out in New York, and played at Doubleday against Natick. I believe that was in 1980. NHS won that game. That being Newburyport. That was 7-4. Mr. Carroll was not a happy camper, presenting us with a nice red, white, and blue Natick trophy to us to take back to Newburyport. My coach, my mentor, and my friend, Mr. Carroll, was the best. Thanks, Coach, for everything. I miss you. A special thank you to my family, the Newburyport coaches who came down here this evening, some of my former players, none of them are here. Some of my college classmates are here. Unbelievable. My football captain, Timmy Gilbert, one of the all-time greats, and my other classmates as well, and my friends who made this trip here tonight to honor all of us who represent the home of champions. I'm humbled and say thank you very much.